Hi, this is Nick Forster. This week in eTown, we're going to revisit one of our favorite shows, and it starts right now.
Live from eTown Hall in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, it's part 2 of this special eTown program with this week's guests from Okemah, Oklahoma, John Fullbright, and from Northern California, the legendary Bob Weir. I'm Helen Forster. Join me now in welcoming our host, if you would, Nick Forster.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Helen. Welcome to eTown Hall. We're so glad you all could be with us. So there's a lot of hope in making original music. Hope that you can capture something. Hope that an audience will connect with what you created. Hope that your songs will stand the test of time. We have got 2 guests this week who are approaching this classic creative puzzle from different angles. One, John Fullbright, who's amazing and talented, and also pretty early on in his career, but he's a great singer, great songwriter and performer. And then we've got one who has been in a band for more than 50 years that's in some ways helped redefine American roots and popular music, but he's still looking for that elusive combination, looking to make music that connects in real time, so this should be fun. Up first, John Fullbright is from small town Oklahoma. He went to Okemah High School. He got his start playing at the Woody Guthrie Festival. He quickly went on to write and perform and record his original songs that connected so immediately with critics and fans. He was getting compared to legendary artists like Townes Van Zandt and Neil Young. I happen to think that he's in a category all his own because his writing, his singing, and playing, his energy, that all comes from who he is and where he comes from. Anyway, he's put out 2 solo records. A third is on the way. He's toured all over the place. He's gotten rave reviews from the LA Times and NPR and the Wall Street Journal, and he's still in his 20s. I have to say that in many years of doing this show, he's really one of my favorite artists. I'm really glad he could be a part of this special show this week. Please welcome back to eTown, if you would, John Fullbright.
Well, she knows a thing or two about me, but she didn't learn in passing. Well, she knows I'm scared of the dark. She knows I'll bleed on command. She knows I'll shut my mouth if she'll take my hand. And just how cruel I can be, she knows a thing or two about me. She knows a thing or two about rain. She calls it holy water. It rained the day she was born, and oh how her mama cried. The rain I felt with her, I swear, was electrified. She washes away my pain, and she knows a thing or two about rain. Where could she go that I would not follow, leaving my sorrow behind? Well, she knows a thing or two about love that she learned long before me. The day is already done before it has begun, and she's the only one that commands the sun, and with her I will be, 'cause she knows a thing or two about me. She knows a thing or two about me.
Okemah, Oklahoma, which we all think about because Woody Guthrie was there for about 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's not a very big place.
How was the drive, by the way?
Wonderful.
Are you a guy who likes to drive with silence or music generally?
Neither.
Yeah?
No, yeah. I put earbuds in and listen to people talk.
Podcasts and stuff like
Podcasts,
that.
man.
I see the young people are all crazy about that.
Those young kids are crazy about those podcasts.
So I think about those open western landscapes.
Yeah.
A little wind and sun and, can sometimes feel kind of timeless out there in the western landscape.
I love going west. It's my favorite direction to go when I leave Oklahoma, yeah.
How long does it take after you leave home before you feel like you're actually going west?
That's a good question. It gets really flat.
Right.
And that's western Oklahoma. It's a very terrible part of the state. And then you go through, once it starts, the hills start up, and then the plateaus, you see them off in the distance, and you don't know if it's 100 miles or how far away it is. That's my favorite. When you finally, and then the air gets real thin. That's my favorite part.
We share, not much of one, but we share a border, Colorado and Oklahoma. There's a little part of our states that connect.
Yeah.
But I do think that it's funny, here we are in Colorado, which is kind of a politically purple state, as opposed to Oklahoma, which is a solidly bright red state.
Oh, it sure is.
Yeah. Is that a thing that is palpable to you as you travel around your home state, that we live in these sort of divisive times?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I grew up in the woods, and you see these little shacks that just, you can drive by a trailer house that somebody just kind of has makeshifted into a house, and there's a Trump sign in the front yard. And, it's just like, he doesn't know you're even here. He doesn't know that you exist out here, So
Yes, it's curious.
you can feel it for sure.
Yeah. I have a feeling that purple is going to actually be more important as we move forward now.
Well, yeah.
In fact, I've been embracing this phrase, we the purple. And I think in order to make a more perfect union, we the purple hereby acknowledge we don't live in red states or blue states, but we live in the United States of America, and that this purple color is, I think, going to catch on. Who knows, right?
I like that.
Yeah. Like you, I get to travel around and play music, and there's a lot of sense that you're either on one team or another as you travel around. And that feels like it must have felt in the 1850s or something like that. I don't know. I haven't felt that intensity. But I'm also wondering if Trump is maybe doing us a favor by being so terrible.
Time will tell, I guess. Yeah.
I think he's actually helping people maybe question their assumptions a little bit.
That would be nice. If that were, if that were the case, I would hope for that. That being the the big silver lining.
Yeah. I was talking to Bob Weir about the 60s and starting the Grateful Dead and all that stuff. And there was that counterculture kind of needed something to push up against to start. And do you get the sense now that the times we find ourselves in are good for art, good for music?
It's got all the ingredients, because, it's just, you've got all this technology and a way of getting stuff out to people that want to hear it, whether or not they want to pay for it, that they can hear it. But
personally, I find it's difficult. I find I'm in this kind of malaise about the whole thing, and it's hard to write any of it out. And I think people are afraid to speak because, you throw something online or whatever, and it just gets ravished by trolls and nasty people hiding behind computers.
I mentioned the words independent judiciary from the stage in Georgia, and it produced, I think, 12 pages of hate mail and some, just scary stuff out there.
Just got to ignore it.
Yeah.
Just don't click the comment section at the bottom of the YouTube video. Stay away from that.
Are you an avid reader?
I try to be. I don't read as much as I want to or should.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anything stand out lately that you've been reading?
The Jimmy Webb autobiography.
Yeah.
Cake in the Rain.
Great songwriter.
Yeah, Jimmy Webb.
Yeah. Well, listen, John, I don't want to actually... It'd be bad if I was really the most boring thing that happened on the program tonight, but I think I'm in danger of becoming one. So maybe we should go back to playing music.
Okay.
Is there some stuff that I need to know before we do about what's coming up for you? Just anything exciting? And you've moved to Tulsa?
I've moved to Tulsa. That's about the most exciting thing that's happened to me in a while.
Yeah. I used to... That's that's a famous music town.
It is. It
Kane's
actually
Ballroom and
Leon Russell and J.J. Cale and Bob Wills and all that.
It's amazing. Well, good luck, and listen, it's great. I really appreciate you driving over and participating in our little program today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Let's get back to music. Welcome back, John Fullbright.
All right.
The song's called When You're Here. Ever changing, ever moving, ever finding, ever losing. Every moment of our choosing bears a cost. And as for lonely, I can show you how to live a life alone. All it takes is getting used to getting lost. Well, some are lovers, some are leeches, some are flings on sandy beaches, some are silent till the chances are all gone. The Queen of Hearts dreams a lover from that cold, cold king above her, while the Joker makes his bed up all alone. But don't I feel like something when you're here? And don't I feel my lungs losing air? Well, don't I feel like I can show you I'm the one you can go to when you need another heartbeat near? Don't I feel like something when you're here? And in my heart stands a scarecrow, and if he's hurt, he doesn't say so, and he chases everything he loves away. But at night, when it's colder, there's a bluebird on his shoulder, and he whispers that he'll hold her one bright day. And don't I feel like something when you're here? can show you I'm the one you can go to when you need another heartbeat near. Don't I feel like something when you're here? Thank you. The song's called Moving. It's a very inspirational song. No, I'm just kidding. It's the only positive song I ever wrote in my life, I think, maybe. You guys ready? I want to thank you guys for supporting this wonderful program because this is one of my favorite things to do, I think. And as far as radio is concerned, I'm typically a very shy person, and radio is a very scary prospect.
I'm shy too.
not
I don't know
here.
if you knew that.
You're shy.
Yep.
Shy peoples unite
Dude.
in front of crowds.
Yes. We're shy.
But of course, I'm gonna get Nick and Helen up on this song called Moving. It's gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2. Old man broke down on the side of the road. Stop and see if maybe I can lighten his load. Well, he opened the door and he thanked me in kind. They told me the words that would open my mind. He said, don't worry about gasoline, 'cause we're moving. Don't worry about the TV screen, 'cause we're moving. Don't worry about the bombs that fall, 'cause we're moving. Don't worry about nothing at all, 'cause we're moving. There's a man in the alley and he's playing the blues. Well, he's telling everybody that they're born to lose. Well, one day he'll wake up and see the sun. I'll see that every day we're breathing is a day we've won. Yeah, he said, don't worry about gasoline, 'cause we're moving. Don't worry about the TV screen, 'cause we're moving. Don't worry about the bombs that fall, 'cause we're moving. Don't worry about nothing at all, 'cause we're moving. Well, there's times the lines get hard to see, and there's days the haze takes over me. But in the end, you're gonna grit your teeth and keep moving. Come on, Nick. Now the world will quit turning when I'm dead and gone. Maybe I'll see you again, or maybe it won't be that long. Maybe we'll meet in a place that ain't no pain. Wouldn't that be nice? Till that day my song remains. Don't worry about gasoline, 'cause we're moving.
John Fullbright. John Fullbright from Tulsa, Oklahoma. His latest record is called Songs, out on Blue Dude Records, along with eTones and Helen. Very talented young man, great singer, songwriter. He'll be back later in the show.
This portion of eTown is made possible by the Bohemian Foundation, building stronger communities through the bohemian qualities of creativity and imagination. On the web at bohemianfoundation.org. As a reminder, for your viewing pleasure, there are over 2,000 videos on the eTown YouTube channel, where you can also subscribe in order to stay up to date with our latest offerings. And if you're curious about eTown's home base, eTown Hall, our beautiful solar-powered music venue, community center, and recording studio located in downtown Boulder, Colorado, you can learn more about it on our website, etown.org. You're listening to eTown.
I'm Nick Forster. You're listening to eTown. And we have got two guests this week. One, John Fullbright, great songwriter and performer. And then we've got one who has been in a band for more than 50 years that's in some ways helped redefine American roots and popular music. One of the founding members and lead singers for the Grateful Dead, the band that really broke new ground ever since their first gigs in 1965, always experimenting, innovating, trying things out, sometimes failing, but always engaging their audience, inviting that audience to be a part of something, a shared experience that could rise above the normal. This founding member of that particular band has a new record out that's called Blue Mountain. Please welcome back to eTown our good friend, Mr. Bob Weir.
My contraband and the vanity, it's still with me. So I'm going on to Gainesville, go gone. To Gainesville, go gone. Gainesville, I'm going. Here come the rain, hear that whistle long. Here come the misery train. They say it can't rain forever, sure can't rain on me. I'm about to get gone, I'm about to be free. Well, I'm going Gainesville, go gone. Gainesville, go gone. Gainesville, I'm going. Oh, the way, hey, 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 hey. like you. I might fly from my cares like the mockingbirds do. I might fly from my troubles if I was a crow. Well, I'm still a man, but I still know where to go. Well, I'm going gone. Gone still, go, gone. Gone still, go, gone. Gone still, I'm going. Oh, the way, hey, 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 hey. Well, I'm going gone. Gone still, go, gone. Gone still, go, gone. Gone still, I'm going. Oh, the way, hey, 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 just like a Swiss watch. Chicos, the Brazos, the wide Rio Grande, one more river to cross. Riding wild through the cottonwood stand, one more river to cross. I tried to be good for most of my life, never done wrong when I knew what was right. So when I cross over, my heart will be light. One more river to cross. I was 12 when I first crossed the Cumberland Gap. One more river to cross. And except for in memory, I never look back. One more river to cross. The snake in the sand, the priest, the Payette, the Lolo, the Bravo, the San Bernadette. And I'm tired, but I still got one left in me yet. One more river to cross. Carrying me one more river to cross. And when I cross over, he'll go running free. One more river to cross. So out where the paint and the billows run wild, through endless green valleys, till the one day he finds a river, then crossing it back to my side. One more river to cross. A river, then crossing it back to my side. One more river to cross. One more river to cross. One more river to cross.
Your visit to eTown is made possible in part by the Scientific and Cultural Facilities District, or SCFD, one of the largest cultural funding mechanisms in the United States, supporting nearly 300 organizations in the greater Denver area. If you happen to tune in late and you've missed some of this week's program, the eTown podcast will have this episode and others, along with content from past shows as well. It'll be available for free in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, and other podcast directories. You're listening to eTown.
I'm Nick Forster. You're listening to eTown. And I just want to mention that some of the material we just heard from Bob's new record is really his first solo record in about 10 years, and I think it's the first album of original material that has some original material in more than that, like 30 years or something like that. Anyway, that record's called Blue Mountain. We have got more music coming up from Bob Weir in just a bit, and before that, here comes Helen Forster to tell you exactly what is coming next.
You know, every week since we started eTown back in 1991, we've had conversations with authors or policymakers or just ordinary citizens who are doing remarkable things in their communities, trying to make things better in some way. Those conversations have often been about renewable energy, conservation, sustainability, and it occurred to us that through the Grateful Dead and on his own, Bob Weir has been incredibly helpful to countless organizations and causes for decades. For more than 30 years, Bob's been focused on environmental causes, especially rainforest and coral reef preservation. And he's played countless benefits and raised money through the Further Foundation, the Rex Foundation, the SEA Foundation, and Rainforest Action Network. And he sits on the board of several of these groups as well. So before we play more music, let's recognize Bob Weir for those accomplishments too. Welcome back, Bob Weir.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Why, thanks.
You know, Helen mentioned you played lots and lots of benefits, and I think the Grateful Dead must have played a gazillion benefits too. Do you remember the first time you were asked to play to either raise money for a cause or an idea or a community?
Boy, it'd be way back right in the beginning. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we're the conscious of the community. They could certainly do better, but you get some, you give some back. That feels right. I mean, if you just think about it, it feels right. It feels like you're in touch with the community. It feels like you're part of it, they're part of you, and all that kind of stuff. If you just keep grabbing and grabbing and grabbing, you insulate yourself from the community, and you're really much poorer for it.
So, where in the process did environmental awareness and activism become part of your way of sort of pursuing your role in your larger community? What made that become something you cared about?
No one's ever asked me that. I was raised in the suburbs, but spent a lot of time in the country, in the mountains, ran away to be a cowboy, all that kind of stuff. So I developed a fondness for pristine nature. And that fondness has only gotten broader as I've grown older. And beyond that, when people do stuff that's environmentally insensitive or let's just call it wrong, it messes things up for a whole lot of people. Now, I'm going to make an example. This will fall into the role, people are going to hear this as politics, but it's philosophy for me. A lot of folks think that you make money, you should be able to keep it. They don't take into consideration, I don't think, or a lot of those folks don't take into consideration how much of an infrastructure it takes for them to be able to make that money. I work hard. Yeah, I work hard too. Well, I want to keep my money. Well, don't you understand that, for instance, if you're making TVs, refrigerators, you provide services, don't you understand that if the government can give people some basic services, they got extra cash in their pockets. Where is that cash going to go to? It's going to go to you. It's going to go to you for your goods and services. So if you pay higher taxes and people get more services, what you paid in taxes comes back to you if you make a good product or provide a good service. The money's going to come straight back to you.
Right.
I'm not sure I see a huge difference between the natural environment and the man-made environment. It's all part of the same web that we live in, and we have to take care of it, damn it.
Yeah.
Or yeah, you can live in a gated community and insulate yourself from the folks that haven't amassed what you've amassed, but you can't hold out the tsetse flies or whatever, whatever's moved up from the tropics because of global warming. You're not going to be able to insulate yourself from that. So look at the big picture and do the right thing.
Yeah. I think what we're trying to say, Bobby, is just that you have, through your musicianship and your celebrity, been able to support these causes that do add up, that do help make a difference, that do help support that stuff about trying to make things better.
Right.
Yeah, it's and not everybody does. So we're just, shining a little spotlight on you and saying thanks.
All right, well, thank you.
Yeah. So please welcome back to eTown our good friend, Mr. Bob Weir.
Hollied out from Reno, as 12 by 20 hounds. Didn't get to sleep last night till the morning come around. Sit up, run, but take my time. Friend of the devil is a friend of mine. If I get home before daylight, I just might get some sleep tonight. Ran into the devil, babe. He loaned me 20 bills. Spent the night in Utah, in a cave up in the hills. Sit up, run, but take my time. The friend of the devil is a friend of mine. If I get home before daylight, I just might get some sleep tonight. Ran down to the levee, babe. The devil caught me there. Took my $20 bill. It vanished in the air. Sit up, run, better take my time. The friend of the devil is a friend of mine. I get home before daylight. Just might get some sleep tonight. Got 2 reasons why I cry away each lonely night. The first one's named Louise Anne-Marie. She's my heart's delight. Second one is prison babe. Shares on my trail. If he catches up with me, well, I'll spend my life in jail. I got a wife in Chino, babe, one in Cherokee. First one says she got my child, but it don't look like me. Sit up, run, but take my time. Friend of the devil is a friend of mine. If I get home before daylight, just might get some sleep tonight. If he catches up with me, well, I'll spend my life in jail. You can borrow from the devil, babe. You can borrow from her friend. Devil give you $20 bill, you then he only got 10. Sit down, run, but take my time. Friend of the devil is a friend of mine. If I get home before daylight, just might get some sleep tonight. feel all over. My life was one special occasion to you leaving damp on the situation. Well, I'm standing on shaky ground ever since you put me down. Well, standing on shaky ground ever since you put me down. At times I haven't seen it use. Girl, you thought through me a life preserver, 'cause I'm bound to drown in my own tears. Now I'm standing on shaky ground ever since you put me down. Well, standing on shaky ground ever since you put me down. I feel all over. My life was one special occasion to your leaving down on the situation. Now, standing on shaky ground ever since you put me down. Well, I'm standing on shaky ground ever since you put me down. Well, standing on shaky ground ever since you put me down. Well, standing on shaky ground ever since you put me down.
Weir, along with Steve Kimmock, here at eTown Hall. Not standing on such shaky ground after all. Along with eTone's Chris Engelman, Christian Teal, Helen Forster, and Ron Jolly doing a great job. The house band has been busy tonight. Bob's latest record is called Blue Mountain. We've got time for one more song. We're going to get everybody out. We're going to get our good friend John Fullbright to come out for this last number. We got time for one song. I want to thank all our guests this week. Thanks to John Fullbright for coming up from Tulsa, Oklahoma and being a part of our special show. Thanks to Steve Kimmock and Bob Weir, Helen Forster and the E-Tones. I'm Nick Forster. Hope you can be with us next week right here in eTown. Well, I ain't gonna work on Maggie's farm no more. No, I ain't gonna work on Maggie's farm no more. Well, I wake up in the morning, put my hands and pray for rain. I got a head full of ideas that are driving me insane. It's a shame the way she makes me scrub the floor. No, I ain't gonna work on Maggie's farm no more.
Well, I ain't gonna work for Maggie's brother no more. Ain't gonna work for Maggie's brother no more. Well, he hands you a nickel, he hands you a dime. He asks you with a grin if you're having a good time, and then he finds you every time you slam the door.
Brother no more.
Well, I ain't gonna work for Maggie's pa no more. No, I ain't gonna work for Maggie's pa no more. He puts his cigar in your face just for kicks. His bedroom window, it is made out of bricks. The National Guard stands around his door. No, I ain't gonna work for Maggie's pa no more.
About man and God and law. Well, everybody says she's the brains behind Paul. Well, she's 68, but she says she's 24. I ain't gonna work for Maggie's mom no more.
Well, I ain't gonna work on Maggie's farm no more. Gonna work on Maggie's farm no more. just like them. They sing slave and I just get bored. No, I ain't gonna work on Maggie's farm no more.
This is a production of eTown.